The way you start your year is really important. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to walk you through some of my thoughts around my 2019 bullet journal, how I did my 2018 bullet journal, and then some of my plans for next year so that you can really start planning your 2019 now. Because if you want to win, you're going to have to put some effort in now to make that happen. So last year was my first full year with a bullet journal. Let's take a look at how I started it last year. All right, we have our normal stuff. The beginning, index. I actually didn't do great with the index. I stopped filling it out partway through, and I've done better in this one. And originally, actually, I had my projects, you can see here, listed in my index at the back of the bullet journal, which I did one in the new one, and then I did not continue because it wasn't great. All right, and then I have my standard index, and I actually did columns, which I did not repeat with my bullet journal number 2. And that's how my future log went up 6 months, and then I did a 2019 to December 2015. It says 2018, I suppose it should be, and then I did a 2019. I did something similar. Now here's where I really started thinking about my bullet journal, and I did a few exercises. The first one is, and they're all something I do with my coaching program, but the first one is my 5-year life. You can see that right here. It's an essay. And it's an essay that really dives into where I want my life to be in the next 5 years. How do I want to, what type of life do I want to have? How do I want my vacations to be? What do I want to do with my kids? Stuff like that. And that's what it dives into. It dives into all those different things that I'm going to do in the next 5 years, that I want to in the next 5 years. And I call these 3 exercises my filtering documents, because every project I do has to fit into these to qualify as something to do. All right, the next one is my 4 quadrants. So here's the 4 areas that I think are most important: my family, my fitness, travel, and business. And I don't even look at this. I haven't actually even looked at these really this year since this journal. This is my first one of the year, and my second one of the year is just over on my desk. So my family, I said 50 plus days in the backcountry. I don't think we hit that together. I actually fell off a cliff this year and busted up my ankle pretty bad, which put a damper on our biggest travel part of the year. Number 2, help with homeschool. I've done really good at that. I usually help on Wednesdays, at least, sometimes other days of the week. Weekly date, we did not hit that. My wife's work schedule now actually makes it so that 5 nights of the week she can't, and then we only have 2 nights of the week to even be a family together. So 2 5-day trips in a year did not happen. 2 1 to 2 day trips did not happen. We literally did not get out in our tent this year, which is very uncommon, mostly because of my ankle, because I busted it up over top of the times when we had planned to go. Fitness. I can run a half marathon at will. Totally got it. I could do a 50K on 4 weeks notice. I'm still figuring out my ankle. So maybe. I did my 50K on 6 weeks after I hurt my ankle. So sure. Climb 5'11", not even close. 180 pounds, about 9 pounds heavy right now. I'm in the mountains 3 days a week. I'm fairly close to that, but I'm fairly close to that really. Again, our time, because of my wife's work schedule, she also works early Saturdays, make this hard. So something for next year I'm thinking is about a year of human-powered adventure, which means that I could only go on adventure under my own power, so off my bike out of the door, maybe to get to a mountain. 2 to 3 ultras in a year. I did a 50K 6 weeks after my ankle, and I did a 30K. So I did 1. Resting heart rate in the low 50s, got that. And I'm leaning out. Yeah, I'm leaning out a bit. Say that month off with a busted up ankle made it hard. Travel. I'm going to travel 2 to 3 times a year. Say it didn't happen. Our schedule doesn't limit stay length. Now it does right now. Because of my wife's skating schedule, really. We have 3 weeks at the beginning of the summer, 3 weeks at the end of the summer where we could do whatever we wanted, but the rest of the time we're kind of bound to Chilliwack right now. Build houses in Mexico. So this was a long-term dream of ours, and I'm just not sure where it sits right now. I don't even know what to say about that one. Business. 50% of my income coming from daily work. We're getting close to this one. So 50% of my income is not time traded for hours. It's off books, it's off courses, it's off other things like that, coaching. 1 day a week is all that's required to be online. And 4 focused hours by 10. I'd say we're pretty close to that. I changed out how I do things, so not quite 4 by 10, but I worked till 10 yesterday and I had 4, almost 5 focused hours actually. So we're close. We're very close to that. I'd count that one as a success. 250K a year in revenue. Nope, didn't happen. So anyway, I'm going to do these over for next year, but I'm going to do a few other things as well, actually. But here's my anti-goals. So here's the other one. Anti-goals. So this is things I hate. What does my bad day look like? And then out of that, you build your good day, which is the good day right here. So lots of external commitments, lots of calls, no quiet time, no focus time. World War III at home. Those things that are the bad. And I actually talked about this in a previous video as I talked about not reading. And so I kind of got away from this because I didn't have my quiet time, but I'm getting back to it. So I'm recording right now before I read because I have kids and they walk like elephants. And then so my good day looks like 1 day a week of meetings, up early and I'm being quiet, and get Cynthia the help she needs. CY is Cynthia. And so we're doing that. We had a daycare provider for a while, which helped me out, helped her out a bit. And now we lost them. They had other things to do. And so we have a new one starting next week, which is excellent. And that's how I've started my bullet journal most years. And so I'm going to do that again. I'm actually going to go back through this to start my next one. And I've already got those. I'm using the teal color this year. But what I'm going to do when I get into my next bullet journal is I'm going to go back through these. And you've heard me kind of riff on how I feel about them. And I'm going to go back over and I'm going to tell you or work through myself, like, how do I feel about this? How do I feel about these goals? Right? I said the house with Mexico. I just don't know about them. Now, one of the other things I've already started doing, let me grab this and I will flip to my index. And I can see 2019 is on page 169. So 169. So I've already started thinking about 2019. And I think I need to make the theme of 2019 creating space. I need to create space because honestly, I've been angry all the time lately. I've been angry with my wife. I have just been angry with the kids and short with them. And in short, not doing the things that I want to do as a parent. So I want to create space. I want to not rush from one thing to the next thing all the time. I need to just be focused and have space in my life. One of the other things I want to look at is maybe trying Calendex at the beginning of the notebook. That's just a little thing we'll try. We'll see. Do email intro and promotion better. So this is just doing my email better. Get on more podcasts. These are just some big ideas for things that I'll do. Look at site and content layout as a big project. Again, the year of space and focus. And then put more in my bullet journal so I don't need different systems. So I'm using things still right now to manage my routines. So just figuring out how I can not do that. I think I've got a good project management system set up now, which I will share with you in a future video. Look at 3 questions in the Bujo method. That's the book. And really look at the rule of 2 from paid to think. So the rule of 2 is not the Sith rule of 2, but you can have 2 projects at once. You have your main project and you can have a secondary project. That's it. When your main project's at a hold point, you work on your secondary project. And I've got out of this. Even this week, I've got all my regular content, which is really a project on its own. And then I've got a course that I'm doing called Stop the Cycle, which presents on Friday. You won't see this till Monday, but you can still buy it after. You can buy all the recordings and all the live teaching. You can buy it as a recording. And I'm working on a client project. And I'm working on, I think there's something else I'm forgetting. So definitely violating the rule of 2. I probably have the rule of 4 right now, which is not good. So I want to get back to the rule of 2. Those are some of the things. And so I've actually started this, say, in November. When was the day before? 11/18. So the 18th of November is when I really started digging into how I want 2019 to be. And so what I'm going to do as I get into 2019, as I get into, I guess, Christmas time, so I'm going to take a day, I take the morning, and I'm really going to go through this stuff and try to plan out my business for the next year and really think about it. I'm going to try and have one main project, probably a lot of books for every quarter, and that's it. That'll be my main project for the business. And then my wife's going to join me in the afternoon. We'll have a babysitter, and what we'll do is we'll go through it for our family. We'll go through what our quadrants are, what our focuses are, and what we want our family to be for 2019, because I think in some ways she's probably not happy with it either, especially with our lack of backcountry travel. So that's it. I'd love to see how you're going to start your bullet journal in 2019. Love to see what kind of exercises or work you go through to recap your year. If you have any comments, you have questions, put them in the comments below.
Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, you can subscribe below. If you want to support the channel, you can head over to my site at curtismchale.ca. And if you look under shop, you'll find a book called Analogue Productivity. This is all about how I do my analog productivity system so that you can take it and be more productive with your year. Have an awesome day.